The gentleman yields. Mr. Crane, the gentleman from Arizona, is recognized for 5 minutes for questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. According to public reporting, individuals with Jewish and Chinese heritage were targeted in the hack that happened a couple years ago at 23andMe. Ms. Wojcicki, why were Chinese and Jewish individuals targeted during this hack?
That's a great question. I don't believe it was specifically those individuals. It was definitely something that was reported in the media, and there were a lot of Jewish relatives that were in some of that information, but I don't believe it was necessarily a specific attack on those. It was the credential stuffing.
But didn't one of the individuals say that he would sell information about individuals with Jewish heritage?
They did report that they said that.
Okay. Interesting. Having people's personal DNA profiles unsecured is obviously a very serious issue. Could be used to develop bioweapons, force readiness analysis, blackmail, coercion, and pharmaceutical targeting. I noticed when Ms. Presley asked if you would allow consumers who had submitted their DNA to 23andMe to erase their data from the site before the sale to a new buyer, neither of you could answer yes. I want to go into that for a second. Why could neither of you answer yes if both of you claim that the owners of the DNA is actually your customers?
Our customers always have control over their data. They can, basically they can access their data, they can edit their data, they can opt in or out of any research consent, and most importantly, at any time they so choose to, they can delete their data. In the case of...
Then why couldn't you answer Ms. Presley's question that way? Do you remember that question, sir?
I don't remember the exact question she asked, but for our customers,
Her question, sir, was, will you give your customers the ability to opt in, back in, before the sale to a new owner that they didn't submit their data to?
I believe her question to me was, will we give people direct notice to say that they can opt in or out of keeping their data? What I am saying today is, at any time, and this has been the case since the founding of 23andMe, a customer can delete their data. It's an automated process. They simply go into their account, click, go to the settings, and they can click delete their data. It's an automated process. We delete all their digital data, and if they've biobanked a sample and consented to that, we destroy that sample. And we do that timely, and we've done that for every customer who requested us since inception, including the large number of customers who requested deletion of their data since the bankruptcy.
How difficult is it to do that, Mr. Selsovich?
I think it is very simple. I think it probably takes somebody less than 5 minutes to go into their account, go to the settings, click delete my data. And for the company, it's an automated process.
Mr. Selsovich, you said you're very confident that American data will not wind up in the hands of a bad actor. Did you say that a few minutes ago?
I did, Congressman.
How can you make that claim when 7 million users have already had their information stolen?
Congressman, the cyber incident at 23 was very regrettable, and we apologized for that to our customers. The data that was actually released in that cybersecurity incident was, mostly DNA relative data. And while it is customer data that was revealed, we believe we've since, enhanced the security at 23andMe, where we always maintain that it's a top priority for the company. And then second is through the sale process, we're ensuring that the sale of the company will not go to any company that is a foreign adversary to the U.S.
Ms. Wojcicki, did I say that right?
Wojcicki.
Wojcicki,
Yeah,
sorry. You said the same thing, that you were very confident that data would not wind up in the hands of a bad actor. I mean, you've been in this space for a long time. You know hacks happen every single day. You know that many nation states that are adversarial to the United States of America have very robust cybersecurity operations. How can you be confident when 7 million of your customers have already had their data stolen?
Just to reiterate, I'm not part of the bankruptcy process, other than the fact that I'm an active bidder. During my time at the company, we did very proactive steps. For instance, like I mentioned, keeping the genetic information separate from all the identifiable information. So we tried to create a structure where even if there was some kind of breach, that you would not be able to reconnect those and identify back to the individuals and who they were. So in the cyber incident, it was, as Mr. Savage was saying, a lot of it was DNA relatives' names and small amounts of information. So it was mostly those names.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
The gentleman yields.